Jonas. Sasa zvirikunzi varume vemuzimbabwe vakangofanana nemhuka dzisina mazino. Hanzi chavanongogona manje kuvhukura vachingovhukura. Vati boys garai mamira henyu siterai mamagwita yekuti mukaona mukadzi akazvigezera akazvichenera mutanga kumuridzira muridzo mutauro muchimuti ihure. Ko zvino tobva takubvunza kuti kweiwe zvawakashata wakambonzima nuri muroi. Ende plus zvino manje vasikana vedu vasina magaro vaya havachakwanisi kuposta mafoto avo paFacebook nekuti varume vedu vaya vanofanira kunge vari varume vavo vakuenda manegative comments. But boys around here, mumira isera yakajapa mani. Instead yemalove nemalikes vakuenda kuma-negative comments. Rubbish man.
Guys, go. No. I don't support this. Mike needs to stop, guys.
No, that's not on.
Mike.
That's not on.
Honestly. That's inappropriate, Mike. Manjakaramba behavior is not bad.
Tomuitira mudzimai here.
Atoenderera kudhara
like it's too much, right? It's okay. All right. Well, it's sad to start the show like this, but okay. I'm just going to have to do it, guys. All right. Anyway. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 6th episode of The Brothers with Voices. This week, we'll be talking about certain things that we do as men, as Zimbabwean men, that we think is very disrespectful to our women. And we want to be very straightforward about it because, hey, we're getting your feedback. We're getting your feedback and things that we actually need to talk about, right? So, gentlemen, we have this thing called body shaming, guys. Body shaming our own women, bro. Our own women, we body shame our own women. Why do we do that? Why?
Guys, I think how can I even answer this one? This one is a bit of it's something that I personally don't understand, because why body shame munhu wako, which is so confusing for me. Like there's a friend of mine who used to, I've got a lot of chick friends, by the way, but there's a friend of mine who used to always no, I'm gonna cut that out. I got a friend of mine who used to always complain about her dude, always used to just put her down, wakafuta, you're lucky to have me. And I always used to think to myself, like, why are you, at what point do you gain anything from body shaming your own girlfriend?
Yeah. Chris.
It just doesn't make sense to me,
Yeah, look, in an anger, I'm all for people who disrespect women should be castrated. I'm not even I'm not going to say no. Like, seriously, don't be, like, I don't get the whole concept of the, you was like, I'm to the team's canage. If you think we have food, and it's not even, that's what I go, and those are the first episode, was it first or second? But I thought I would, if it's
stay in your lane.
Exactly, in the lane, you know what I mean? There's no point in saying,
okay, wait a minute.
Yes, Chris.
let's come back. I'm gonna take you guys on a journey with me, but let's take maybe 20 steps back.
Yeah, all right, let's hear it.
When we're children and we go to school, we're not that conscious about ourselves, so we don't really know. Kuti wakaita say, you're not conscious. You're coming from a household in Amdara, depending on household as well. You're coming from a household, you're going to school for the first time. But you get to the school and then there's this kid all of a sudden who then discovers something about you that you have never had a problem with, right? You're living with this, you're okay, but this kid will just say, shamwari wakashiba kayo, mashibiro wakaita yakai, zvirinomawo here. Kana kuti shamwari urizi daf dunda rapedza rofra mama, and you're like, bruh, in my family my dad is like that, my mom is like that, and saka I've never really had to deal with that. Don't you think it comes from that point that someone then anokurani insecure, one about themselves, that's being the man, right? So now they want to get a little bit of power and disempowering someone else. From the women's side, disempower do you know there are girls right now that they can't even post their photos on Facebook because they are scared they don't know abuse what?
Yeah, definitely.
What's your take on that?
That's a good seniority.
No, look, I think just from a personal level, I think growing up for me was actually very difficult. I was a round boy. I used to roll around everywhere, so it was very difficult growing up as well. But I don't think I would attribute being a douche to a rough background, because I had a rough background. Daf Dunda was my theme song everywhere I got to. You know, I had like 20 million. I had 20 million nicknames about how fat I was growing up. You know, but I don't think that didn't turn me into an insecure person who wants to bring people down. You know, it's fortunately I don't know how it went, but fortunately the opposite is true. You know, I wouldn't want to do or degrade someone to that extent. Because I know how it feels and how it hurts, you know. So why would I want to then go around saying when I know words are freaking daggers, you know? So so I really don't think insecurity is the reason why people would then go ahead to body shame. But I think it's just they're just some people who are douches, bro. Like there's no two ways about it. They're just mean people in the world. That's how I don't
now
know.
I have this question for Chris. You see, Chris, you're a young man. Wakura mune deni yako iwewe, you know, you are raised zvakanaka. Unotanga papi pakuti, you know, unozviona kupi that violent nature yekutaurira mumwe mwana kuchikoro kuti iwe uri Daf Dunda, right? Do you think it has to do with your household yauri kukurira iri uri mwana mudiki? Yekuti unobva wasvika kuchikoro iwe waona zviri fitting kuti unotuka mwana wemumwe munhu kuti iwe une zigodzi and iwe wakatodhakwa and iwe wotogara mashure actually. You know? Yeah. Don't you think kuti zvinotangira ikoko, you know?
I don't think it comes. Well, there are two things I think, right? Firstly, my households are not siyana. Zvinoitika muZimbabwe zvinosiyana umana. You never know. Pamwe pane mwana ari kubuda mumba yacho chikoro abva kuabhuzwa namudara kana kuti namoms kana namabrothers ake. And don't forget, there's another thing called banter with siblings. Mune muchitukana muchitanzi mazitsi enu bvudzi rinenge tsine muchitukana kudheni pamoto and stuff like that. Mune muchiwanzirana handiti. And then that's one side of it. When you go to school now, you're just taking zvauri kumba and you're taking to school. Yeah. Then also there's that when you get to school now. I remember when I got to Form 1, there was this guy, not to be mentioned again, but he's very popular. He was quite the bully. Not good or anything like that, but young to savage bullying. Yeah, man. So from that, then you start taking it to your lesser individuals in your stream over my juniors that running out. We have Form 1. And then it becomes a tradition. And it just becomes something that you end up growing to be. And I'm not saying it's a good thing. It's actually a very bad thing.
Fantastic. You talked about that. Fantastic. Because now we are going to go to that point now. But see, we're coming to the point of that boy is now evolving, right?
Yeah.
I'm a strong advocate of and stuff. Now takura. Tashika pa adolescent stage. Muskana argo from road. Right? Baby up from road. Right? I want to give this in different scenarios. Baby up from road. What?
Sister.
Wait. Exactly. sister. And that's very uncomfortable to the girl child. I've never seen baby no shade zero. Boys, say
never.
Hakuna, bro.
No, I wouldn't.
That abuse is now coming from that side.
Yeah.
Apandataura isusu vakomana tiri boys anditi tangogara over bridge nomera takakura kupi inini kumarani kwangu kwanga kune bridge yokuti pagedhi pedu pane bridge ndindakagara so road yangu ndo yaitopfuura vanhu vakawanda vachinonokwira makombi saka kuma 4-5 weziva kuti pane tuma nice tinopfuura ende kana tova kupfuura manje chi pakapfuura kana 3 kana mune muri boys kuti ari kupfuura ndwangu matongochuzana pabapfuura kana zimusikana rakafuta manje saka chinozoitika manje girls wonder kuti pamune muchipfuura titataura kuti chi panga pane pangonzi uyu ndewako mudara atorai mudara vanhu vese votanga kuti guys vamaya so musikana anofila sei pakadaro. That kind of abuse we have kind of ignored it, and so that but you answer this one. Windy futi ari pa Copacabana bra. Windy ari pa Copacabana akangona musikana akapfeka zviri revealing or bright summer our chicks are gonna wear mini skirts, they're gonna wear shorts and whatever. Akutonza inopfeka iwe heputeke no akutanga kutukwa bra and achafamba sei step yake wacho vakazodzimara vakurohwa. Guys, please answer me, bro. I'm confused.
All right, I think again going back to what Chris said, because it's a background thing. Pane level, kameka level ke kushaya hunu karipo there where you don't know how to express yourself properly and you don't know how to approach mskana how gonna kushita in a proper way. And that comes from how you've seen Bakuma wako chinyenga, how you've seen also maybe it comes back to that because no nyenga, so people do it in different ways. It's just it's unfortunate kuti there are a lot of people out there who find it okay. Muripa bridge papo panofana kuti wana not wesha no, let's not do it like that. Apana no zora mu. Yeah. Pane the issue. Apana no zora mu, and it's not just been widely accepted kuti catcalling is okay. It's widely accepted kuti kana mskana akapfeka miniskirt hafana kupfeka miniskirt culturally no. Why is she wearing all that? And it's my right to shout at her for doing that. It's just there's a lot of things that haven't been addressed in our culture, that haven't been addressed in the way that we raise our young men to stop them from being that type of person. And it goes back, yes, to the household, but also in and around the people you in the Christian, I'm going to tune you out. That's something that we don't have in our culture, or maybe we just need to be building people with a lot more stronger characters to kudzora vamwe vavo kuti vasaite zvinhu zvakadaro. That's something that I think is really important.
You man, you tune me out. Didn't look dire.
But hafana kwata kudaiwa kana kuti it doesn't matter. Like, do you know what? Like, I learned from interacting with my older brother, because I don't die, but if he does something that I feel is not right, I've got the balls to just tell him to, dude, that's not right. Whether and the fact that you stand up, which is what the risk of kudaiwa is there, and you stand up and say, dude, that's whack, that's got a lot of more power. Like, you'd probably listen more to someone who will do that, knowing the risk of kudaiwa. So
I like how you're coming up with a solution already of how we can actually stop doing this, right? But let's go back to mskana nakafuta, right? Saka vasikana vese takufana kuti vaende kugym ende vasikana vese vakufana kuti tasema Instagram. Before the internet, bro, we didn't have these problems, bro. Before the internet, iwe waiziya tete vako, woziya moms, woziya chi, ana moms vedu vakawanda, right? Ana moms vedu vakawanda. They're a little bit on the bigger side, right? Then Instagram manje was naturally, and it wasn't an issue back then. It's not an issue. Yeah, now paita Instagram. Pakunzi musikana akafuta adai. Now asikana akafuta mudara vakatombosvika panguva yekutoti guys saka ndodi until this person came through with this thing called plus size mudara. Now because inini mudara andimbokunyeberi, I've never been a fan of. And I've never been a fan of vasikana akaonda, but I mean I need to farra nyama yangu mudara. Ndirishumba mudara.
Itori body shaming futi yekuti vasikana akaonda iyoyo.
Exactly. Itori body shaming futi, right?
I'm tuning you out.
So now, but what are we adopting now? Musikana akaonda ndiye akunzi ari healthy, ndiye ane body lean, handiti? Ndaita body shame, but hapana musikana akambonza akaonda akabata maya.
Manje varipo. That's a misconception now. You see,
okay.
That's a misconception now. Someone who's slim has got it all. No. There's a slim people go through their fair share of body shaming. They go through their fair share of stress as well. It's different. It's a different kind of stress. Yeah, no pure. They have to maintain. They don't eat they have to maintain that shape, or else they run risk. You see someone who's slim who gain kadumbu, bichana. Oh my gosh, I'm fat. Do you get what I'm saying?
But
They go through their own.
those are white problems, guys. Those are white problems.
Those
Suppose
are
there's a
what I got.
girl are overweight who is just wanting to lose, and akwanisa kupfeka hembe dzimwe because dzimwe nyama dzinoshowa, saka anofanira kutopfeka zvinhu zvinoenderana nebody yake, and at the end of the day she also wants to be very comfortable. Guys, zvinouya nemajeans. Some girls vamwe vakutora mapills because vakutadza kuita vana. Some women they're under stress, and that people gain weight for different reasons, right? It's not because vanhu vari kungodya mudhara. Okay, let me give you this scenario. Murume mudhafu akasvika panapa. You've got 2 or 3 things, and one, you're going to tell him how to have done but uchabva vangoti but I think kune mari kana I think chine bag mbija waiziya. I think chingone bag chinenge chingangosimba simba zvangogunya gunya chimurume waiziya. But kana ari mukadzi zvonzi ari kudyisa anozvibata rafu anoita sei. Guys, that's disrespect, guys. That's disrespect, guys. Let's not iwewe kana uchida vako ida wako akaita akasiponono whatever ida. But don't go and shame someone else's daughter because akaita sei akasimba iwawo, right?
There's one a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't actually know this. Most of these, well, no disrespect again, but you find that most of these Instagram models, these fitness people, I'm known by my Instagram, my exercise, and it's 6-pack, even as a 6-pack, whatever. Some of those people actually naturally do work out, yeah, fair enough. But don't forget, my liposuction, people who do surgery get those bodies.
Yeah.
People who actually don't even work out, personally from my injections, really, I see. Don't
think.
Hey, what is it?
Takwela.
I feel like you shouldn't be ashamed of your body. Those are you and you know what I mean? That's you. That's what you got, baby. That's your life. That's what you got, baby. You gotta work with that. You gotta live with that.
Work with that and work it.
Exactly. Like I don't understand. Like I do get it, like because it's very painful to be bullied. Which you call that big I wouldn't have to whatever like that. It's very, very painful. You know what I mean? But also, you also need to learn to train your mind to say, look, you know what? They're always gonna judge you anyways. Either it's gonna be fat, or you're not fat, or you're skinny, or you did this, or you don't have a job, or you have a job. Either way, they're gonna judge you. So
they're gonna find something to talk about. They're gonna find something to talk about.
They're gonna have something to talk about. Everybody's gonna have something to talk about. That's the thing, you know.
Saka imi mutoribo saka tikusosapotana vasikana vedu amadhavhudhunda tovada vasikana vedu vanobleacha futi vari bowa nditi vangobleacha futi bowa nditi bolato.
But that's kubleacha is now a conversation that's going against what we just said. You should be happy with who you are, you know. But at the same time, can I have choice? At the same time, do you boo boo? Those are good. But my point is, if you want just be comfortable in your own skin. I think that's something that you just have to be preaching for yourself. Be comfortable in your own skin.
Because you mentioned a few things as well. So, there are a lot of reasons why somebody has that type of body, right? Some of these are health reasons. Even if they try. And the ones go f off, you know what I mean? Off.
Yeah.
Do you know there are problems in life?
And look now, I'm sorry I have to like cut you now because now we're about to get into a flipping whole big segment, guys. This whole abuse is happening in public. It's happening in like broad daylight. What about what's happening inside closed doors? Because now you know
kana
kuti iye blazi uya angachishedzera mumastreets or blazi uya professional ari muprofessional environment yacho yamunoti hanzi ndio vanhu vese from a professional environment to the ghetto of the ghetto, right? TSA, we're being very disrespectful of our women, big time, and we have to call ourselves ipapo. And now my question is, if it's all happening outdoors, what's happening indoors? Now, guys, this is the time, gentlemen, let's open the flipping can of worms. We have what is called gender-based violence. Right now, it's crazy, right? Let's talk about our women. Tiri kurova vakadzi, guys. Tiri kurova, kurakasha mukadzi. I don't know if it's defending our manhood or if it's, I don't know what we're kind of defending. I don't want to answer that question. Like, why are we beating our women, guys? Why?
Yeah, this one is it's a tricky one. I think for dudes, there's no, first of all, there's no condoning whatever type of violence that on both ends. I'd like to say this on both ends. You'll notice that a man can use the excuse yekuti akandirova saka ndakamurova, you know. A man can use so many excuses, but that's what I'm saying. On both ends, there's no excuse for anyone to raise their hand to hit him. Kana maona masvika point yekuda kurova anaka, that means kuti brain dzenyu hadzichiri kumboshande, and masvika papoint yekuti no, this is not on. So I think on both ends there should be no one anoita the guts yekurova mumwe munhu, firstly, and secondly, as a man, like, why are you, at what point are you going to raise your hand to hit a woman? I'm trying to think on my end. Indikasumudza achibhakera kuti ndikurova musikana, guys, why? Like, unomukuvadzazve, like, just physically unomukuvadza.
Okay,
so
let me
what's the
ask
point?
this question. Let me ask this question now differently to like kuna Chris.
Yeah.
And what's the point? And
Yeah, what's the
what's
point?
the point
That's,
in doing
I don't get
what's
it.
the point in raising your hand? The reason why I started off with body shaming is when mwana akatanga kachituka mwana kuchikoro kake. Do you think kana azokura azorora mukadzi atuka vakadzi all his life? And in our culture it's okay because isusu tinoti tisu varume. Atuka vakadzi all his life. Now he's pa level ye-social media. Waziya yekuti anenge achitotitrolla malive and ayopfeke zihure chichichi iye ane mukadzi. Do you think he's going to think for a second kuti mukadzi wangu ndikumurova?
That any longer, I think that's a tricky one. To him, it's okay. To him, I think it's that mindset. You're telling Ashiti, it's okay. It's normal to discipline him. In any guys, I definitely am not for beating up women. I mean, as men, as Zimbabwean men, I feel like we need to normalize protecting our women from all these things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's very important to have this kamfana kuti, you see, it's not tangira kuma grassroots, right?
Yeah.
But let's teach our youngsters. Let's have these conversations with our youngsters, right? And I feel like for some reason, I don't know if you follow the same line of thought, Kuti, our education system basically just focuses on teaching us math, geography, history, but then these are the social issues that integrate a human being into society. Stuff that you live by day to day.
Yeah,
that's an important one. Yeah, that's really important.
I mean, because bonus about which code I put triangle, solve, say.
Yeah.
But then also I say you don't know how to respect a woman.
Yeah.
You don't know how to talk to a woman.
Yeah.
Because our number of this watch.
Yeah,
from your siblings. My teachers are there now.
Yes, it's just a cycle of viciousness and harsha and this misconception that a dude is supposed to just be a douche to be recognized to be a man, you know.
Because when we are kids now, we're not promoting healthy childhoods. We're not promoting respectful relationships at that point, right?
Yeah.
But okay, and it's Tashika, unfortunately. We're not going to talk about that young boy anymore. That young boy pan up. That young boy Amurumi. Arora mamuroazi kuchaji mamuchaja rora yenyu yataitaura ye mamuchaja saka mukadzi awangu. Anti makati mukadzi afana kupinda mama ako awako anenge achita there's a girl akakomenta macomments akati anenge achinzi machi responsibility manzi machi intangible intangible things zvekuti mukadzi ari kuunza mumhuri. Anditi those intangible things that man that boy akura manje akutaura kuti mukadzi ndiwangu. Anditi saka manje, do you guys know that you can be married to your wife but you can also rape her?
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
You can rape your own wife.
Yeah.
Do we know that
Yeah, you know your concept you and noise about it.
kuZimbabwe tinoitita sei? Because you know what, marepe
Conjugal
akawanda
rights.
izvozvi, marepe akawanda right now is sex without consent mdara. Kuti yes uri murume wangu but wakangozongodzoka wakadhakwa and in fact wakazongosvika mva wangoenda pamubhedha mva wangondirarira mva wangondi I did not say yes to that. That's abuse, guys. That's abuse. That we think we can just come from wherever we're coming from and expect our wife to do that for us. That's wrong. Let people say no kudzaya vawaktara shit, but yeah, that's wrong.
I think I agree with you that it's wrong. Completely, I agree with you that it's wrong. And at the same time, I think it boils down to your relationship. It comes down to your relationship with your wife. These are things that you need to. You can go home. You can go home and just have your way with your wife without her consent. And you see that as okay. That's a conversation that you need to be having with your wife as well. On the same level. No, this is wrong. There should be that room for you to communicate with the wife at that level. But and you don't have that concept of valuing your wife. Hakuna chinobuda. Sorry, Chris.
And
fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. I get all your points, guys, and I think they're very valid. Like again, I'm in support all the way. But also, let's look at it from another angle, right? Let's look at it from the female perspective. That is what they do. So I wouldn't say much about it. But also, are women protecting their men so that they don't get to that stage? Are women comfortable enough to have that conversation with their husband or their boyfriend to say, so know the difference with your body shaming me, I don't like it. Our women having that conversation with us. But what is this?
Apana mukaucha yedu handifunga kuti pane topic yekunzi todzidziswa anything nemadzimai edu as far as I'm concerned. Mukaucha yedu semakurira toita bozi murume ndiye anenge achinzi ndiye ndisanga achida kubva astempa authority pakuusa violence because mukadzi anenge achitotaura point itone musoro panguva iyoyo actually ndopaanotorohwa because
guys, don't forget this.
No, I'm gonna get to that. But let's not jump into it because the percentage of the people that are being beaten today are women. I'm gonna get to that point because I believe in having both sides of the story. But let's look at the women, right? Is it because vari kutaura rough stereki? Because I know kuna vakadzi vanotaura rough, guys. Kuna vakadzi vanoprovoka varume to an extent that murume anobva atofila kuti handisisina manhood yangu yabviswa handisisiri murume panapa. They will strip you off, bro. Because they know you, they sleep next to you every day. They now know you in and out. They know your family. They know nyaya inokudhina chaiyo inonyatsokubata and ndozvavanokubatira napo ipapo.
But at what point I'll go back to Panabotanga. There's no excuse whatsoever, whether watukwa wabaiwa msoro, you know your person, you know the things that women can do to provoke you. But no matter what the case may be, there's no excuse for physically harming anyone, not even just a woman, anyone. It does not make any sense for you to get to that.
I totally get you.
Anyone at all, there's no point.
Unfortunately, we are there right now.
Yes.
Right? We are there right now.
Yeah.
Saka, there is no excuse in doing that, right? Unfortunately, we are there right now.
Of the situation.
And zvirikuitika right now, right? Zvirikuitika and warowa mukadzi and hausikumbokwanisaa kubelieve that actually you did something wrong. At this point, you're right. And semurume kutaura kuti ndiri right inzvimbo yangu handiti. But varume, do we have anything even actually do we ever promote healthy sexual practices before we start being sexual as kids, as teenagers? Some of these rapists, they're teenagers. We don't promote healthy sexual practices when we're kids. We promote the marriage counseling before someone gets married. Kuti muno resolve say situation mashika ipapo. Hatina mental health practices. Varume kuti kana murume uri kuenda stress yakadai unoita sei. Saka varume vacho manje havana help. The only thing that they can do is this. So what can we do? Yes, what can we do? Because mukadzi wacho ndara mukadzi anokwanisa kutaura kuti chamarika but didn't man to Buddha. Apana difference. Ukatobuda panapa apana difference. Apana difference. Because in Indian movement in Mukadzibra in Pano, you are panazwa panapa. Oh, and because they are stay at home dads, bro. Panana blazo no wango gara, bro.
Yeah, it's
The guy was just chilling. Yeah.
You got to stay at home dad. Now we change it avana muruma bumo ndogara mu pamani chikita vana. Because
we are stay at home. It's a different. I got to see her now on your.
A stay at home dad is totally okay. But with a home defender, nobody problem.
Yes, home defender ofuti wakagara padeni mukadzi akuita zvese bra and iwe ubva wasvika so ndipe bhiya rangu bhiya racho mukadzi ucho ndiyatenga nemari yake chikafu ndiyatenga garden actually harina kumboitwa chinhu anyway wakagara padeni handiti uri kuitei
unongodefenda padeni
wakuudzwa kunzi wewe uri murume pakai because inini ndikuenda kunoshanda ndichida sei wakubva wafila very provoked manje because wabviswa that whole man yatofunga kuti ndo murume.
But are we saying? But are you saying kuti ndio excuse yacho yekuzokiya mukadzi wako iyoyo? Kana iri excuse yako utori dumb?
Excuse no, I'm not. Of course, murume wese anorova mukadzi mudhara dumb ndara hapana excuse, but inini ndida kuedza kuda kuratidza kuda kutsvaga kuti zvoni because I also want to help women too. Pamwe pacho don't provoke your men because because look ndara tine matempa akasiyana tiri panapa handiti. And in temper yangu, I'm at a point where I can actually control it no matter what. I can be provoked at what level. Whereas on that then that song, but I'll never get to that point of violence because I want to keep my pretty face, pretty. Yeah, and my teeth. So can we not champion ways of being a man and masculine without being violent?
No, of
because
course.
our only solution, even sevarume, bra, go to an event sevarume, tikangonezana mdara fight.
Yeah.
It's a Zimbabwean thing. If you go to even urukuno ku diaspora, ukenda party ukenda party mazimba vachita fight. So it's not really about kurwa vakadzi vedu. We are just violent as people, although we call ourselves peaceful. Indaika kumapati munoona kuti
pane kamwe ka violent nature kangoripo so.
Yes. You're sort of talking so many different things, like in your sentence.
Yeah, there's like.
Because I wonder in one sentence. Because this is my two, but I can't know that.
My question is, can we not champion now ways, right, of establishing what a man is?
All right, fair enough.
Without being violent.
Let me take it from there then. Like you touched on something very, very important. Like us as our culture, what do we have? What are the support mechanisms that actually teach men to respect a woman, to teach a couple to actually communicate? So here's something that I know. When there's a couple friend of mine that got married a few years back. So what they had to go through, because they're Catholics, they had to meet the priest for a period about 2 months, 3 months, to learn how to be a couple. And everything like that. So that's what yes, Mamani kind of 20 years, maybe not 20, come on, Chris. 5 years, 5 years, but now you decide to get married. But then you don't know what it is like to be married. So that structure actually helped them. They're still together to this day, which is amazing, And you find that they say with that process really helped them. Like when they want to priest and talk to the priest and everything like that. And then on top of that, there was an first one where I think it's anger sticks as well, not to be mentioned, unfortunately. But he used to call it Anzi. So it would be just a group of older men who sit down and talk Nempana out of Aurora. So by the time a weekly meetings now. But you know, and up to this day, this dude is still happily married. You know what I mean? Not knowing almost knows it roof, but as far as I know, they're happily married. You know what I mean? So there are support systems that are our culture that we build on, right? Even the guys into the problem, but also now the problem is that because in a generation, they're not whatever, everything else. So it becomes
Yes.
it's not going to be wrong or right was.
Wrong about right, Ross, yeah.
But then the support structures culturally, they are there, right?
Yeah.
I might not know all of them, but they are there, but they might be now outdated at this point.
Because we kind of need a professional at this point, right? Someone who can tap into your mind and see kuti wewe uri pastage ipi life ndokupa zvipi. Because Bamkuru is only going to tell you experience yake nemukadzi wake, right? So like Renetaura kuti we had a support structure yekuti you can go kuna tete marova namanya na tete, but tete vakutorowawo futi, right?
Yeah.
And so in an African context, I guess, because now we can not all afford mdara Quindoma counseling services, but I'm sure because we're in Africa, bro, we are a very poor country that that call ourselves very rich, but we are not, bro, right? We need to have support structures even from the international community for them to come with their resources and say no, toda kubatsira the men panyaya idzi, toda kubatsira kana makuda kuchata kune ma-services akadai. So there are things like these, you don't even have to pay for them, guys. Things like these really cool. Why is our government not, taking this thing seriously? But it's because who wants to come here, bro? Yeah.
I think just even maybe not even going that far, it's the statement charity begins at home. You have to start at some point in time, some level for it to make sense on a larger scale in any situation in any country, right? So if we're looking at fixing these, like I know what Chris is saying in terms of being Catholic and the structures that are there for a couple that's about to get married. You have to go for, I think it's now a general rule that you can't get married without going through counseling from not necessarily just a priest, but from my counselors and a point to a certain parish or certain church. So you have to, it starts from those grassroots levels. I think this is something that a lot of people are noticing, that you have to start from down here instead of then engaging international people and my NGO and whatever. No, just from the resources and the people that we have right now. It starts from there where like I'm fortunate, my parents are counselors also, right? So you can see them every Sunday. Okay, when you're in a marriage, this is what you do. This is how you deal with situations. Why not do your homework when you're in class? Because it's that important. You're being brought down to ground zero. Yes, you've been dating for 5-10 years, but you need to be brought back down to ground zero in your relationship because you're getting into something that's even more serious. And to add to that, I think it should go over far and beyond just before you get married. You'll notice that a lot of the things that as a man or even as a young lady, a lot of things that you're learning, let's say from your age 20 to age 30 before you get married, there's no one who's guiding your thoughts, and you begin to cement certain things into your mind, right? In those times, from youth structures and everything, those are the times that people are supposed to be getting advice and guidance on how to be a good husband and a good father when the time comes. But if you just ungona wa 30, all right, then you eventually start going for counseling. Then it might be a bit too late. You've already got ideas and things cemented in your brain already. So even before that, there's structures where we put in place. I think there's a movie, but my big brother structures, my big sister brother structures, where you could who you mentor as from a young age. Those things, that's things we don't need money to do. It's simple. You just go and you say, okay, anonzi Tanaka uyu mentor, and I'm going to show him how it is to be a good person. Just it's not for you to do anything chinochikisa, just to impart knowledge on how to just be a good person. And
so from what you're saying, I guess what I'm getting is, so on a global stage, of course, on a country tada kusova gender-based violence panyika level, like on a country level, then to zoisa nyema NGO. Saka what I kind of got from you is right now we have communities, right, Chris, that nemuri itakakura chinzo but sometimes you don't even have to go to relatives. There are people that we live now in community medu. Nekuti unoziva kuti ava like my uncle is in the medical field, so everyone comes to her for medical advice. Saka pane vamwe ana baba muka na mai muka ma-counselors vanondoziva kuti vanoenda kwavari. So let's kind of look for those kind of people and make sure that we kind of use them, especially panyaya marriage, guys. It's very important. As a man, if you hit a woman, how do you feel? Do you feel powerful? If you do, you're stupid, right? And what I'm getting now, just as a lesson, is let's try and criminalize this whole violence against women. Because and the report was one, I report was two. Apana anoyazo vazo nyazo stora serious at the end of the day. Let's address the reason why I was asking that question, Nikuti, how can we champion ways of being a man without being violent? And let's address the issues of inequality right now. Let's address them, guys. Let's not run away from them. Because the dog 50-50 is to kuti maya ndopaneka vanga ndokamikacho kuti yenze iyo ndaswera ndiri kubasa waswera wagara panapa wana unombobika iyo bva kuti maya ziyo uri mukadzi saka ndofana kubika utaura nezvako izvi ndiri kubhadhara mabills mautanga kutorovana because of that, because iwewe ukuti handisi equal kune mukadzi wangu ndiri pamusoro pako. So let's stop it right there, guys. I think we need to have a part 2 with an expert. Watinokwanisa kubvunzwa kuti chii, because right now tangotaura zviri mupfungwa dzedu handiti. But pane mabadman anakangana, kune mabadman akurwa nemadzimai, guys.
Oh my God.
My bad woman.
Lokuti ukarona riri panze so rine rizimurume ndinenge richityisa vamwe varume mudhara riri richiti rinenge richitika riri panze chamwari mukadzi wangu ndosvika chichichichi akasvika padheni mudhara
akiwa ndiye. All right, tiri kuseka hedu but zvinosetse here mudhara.
Funny, guys. That's not even funny, guys. No.
No, I'll tell you why I'm laughing, because us men, we think we are that strong enough to hit a woman, guys. Kune varume vanototikiyawo. Saka sometimes vamwe vakadzi vakaza kudzoserai musafunga kuti vagonodzosera, guys. Kunyara shamari bozi vasangokukiyawo futi. So it's not a funny issue to talk about, of course. These men are being taken advantage of, just like how women are being taken advantage of, right? It's not funny. I don't say it's but
it's because kuseka ikoko ndosaka vachiza haazoenda unotaura.
Exactly.
Imagine murume arohwa nemukadzi and you go to the cops as the therapy central. The guys look
the female police will tell you kuti warohwa nemukadzi akuseka. The male police will tell you warohwa nemukadzi. It's that's what I'm saying. It starts from there. Because community is sending out to sick.
I personally feel like men never always had an opening to speak. So I think my issues are like, for example, the mental health at the time you're going to be judged. You're going
to be judged.
They will help you in I guess, because it's
their job.
It's not even just abuse. There's a law about it. Whatever.
Your lawyer.
Yeah, that law. You know it, guys. Come on, it's matters.
Yeah.
What, bro? I think it's the battery, the assaulted battery. I guess that's what it's called.
Oh, well done. I was never gonna get it.
Yeah. So what are them cards? And then you go there. I'm sure they're gonna help you because it's the law. But then deep down, do they actually respect the fact that you actually came up? Do they respect and do they actually open the doors? Say with Murumaru and them cards, they can come and talk to us and we're gonna help him. We're gonna counsel him on how to handle that situation. I don't know some cards there. I don't know we just say type of vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then personally, honestly, I've never seen a situation with Murume Aroa and then he comes out and he talks about it openly. To be very honest, I've never heard that.
Yeah, because you see now, because agitated kind of therapy, like you said, what? And you're having this whole debate in your mind. You guys don't know reporter, don't know. So of course, I know people that that whole vibe, and they can't tell anyone, bro, because no one is going to listen to them, right? No one is going to listen to them, and I think a certain percentage of guys. Okay. So I see it as abuse. because now kuna a certain class of women that will provoke you to the point where they will even start beating you. Iwewe manje because you're that powerful. Paunongosvika uzongomuti bga obva atirabada pasi obva atanga kuchema ofonera mapurisa. Mapurisa paanosvika mudhara, iwewe ndiwe warova mukadzi.
And those zvinenge zvatoitika.
Let's not forget about those innocent men.
The second wamurova, whether waprovoke, this is the point that I said earlier, whether waprovoke or not provoke, you did it because of whatever. The fact of the matter is warova munhu.
Yes.
So you're no longer in the right in any way. Whether you were poked, whether you were, it was unprovoked. The second you attacked someone and you hit them, you are no longer in the right.
But ukarohwa ukanyarara iwewe. Ende okay, ukarohwa ukananoreporta, hapana zvaitika. Worohwa futi, wananoreporta, hapana zvaitika. Woudza hama dzako dzokuseka. Next time you're uchaita sei batsira muka. You're a good man. I know you're a very good man. You're a very good man. You're being very diplomatic, I know. But iwewe,
it's not even about being
diplomatic.
Why am I even still there? Why am I even still there? Why am I even still there? That's what I'm saying. If unenge watadza kufunga, unenge wasvika kumagumo ekufunga, if you're going to raise your hand to hit anyone, that's my point.
And you can't be on a position to do that because look, iwewe, waona zvichiitika. Some things are like a person, right? Some things I've had to go through them inini. And I've never laid a hand on anyone.
Exactly.
Unosvika mudhara wotanga kutopushwa unoshamisika kuti kondeipi. But inini ndoshanda nehondo yepfungwa mudhara, ndoshandisira brain. Ndongokutaurira kuti ukona zvawakudeda soka. Ndosaka kune inonzi gender based violence. Because wandi kundipusha. Zviri kunzi ndakapusa ndichakudzosera. Ndakudzosera kandichangobambama ende uchadonha zviri very dramatic. Ndo wandachinzi mapurisa. Pandichada kuti my name is Chakati and I was trying to
it's too late.
Catch ndasungwa and it's late for me, bro.
Yeah.
How many people have gone down like that?
Yeah, but the point is, I think we need to then come back to that and say no. You should find a way of not getting to the point yekurova munhu. Leave and talk about it. Let's put in the structures. Let's normalize talking about these issues. Let's normalize a man coming out and saying, I've got this issue, ndashika pa point yekuti anchaziva kuti ndoita sei.
Let's champion ways of being a man without being violent.
Yes.
That's my motto for today.
Let's
champion ways of still remaining as a man, but use your brain. You're going down either way.
Yeah, I think you can talk about using the brain and everything, but that is not the normal, because most of these people who are doing these things, they are actually not that educated in terms of how to treat a woman in that respect. For me, I think let's go back down to the grassroots level. Let's educate each other. Let's open up the system and say with the guys that you're already in a toxic relationship. Go and talk to somebody. That's what I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know any of these centers like in Zim right now that are there, but I'm sure that they're there. We should ask Tim one of these days where men can actually go and talk about this. And I think maybe we should even post it on our pages at some point where people can actually go on our page and find somewhere where they can go and talk. You know what I mean? Because
the structures aren't there. Yeah, you're right. The structures aren't there.
Not that I know of, that is. I don't know because I can tell you for a fact we're going type of vibe, you know. And it's hard. It's really, really hard at the end of the day. So I think the moment we have structures, I believe it's going to help us grow as a nation, and also to try and minimize and hopefully eradicate this whole gender-based violence thing, all the way from type of vibe. That's what I think.
I agree completely.
So, you know, okay, so we now get to this point where we now need to educate ourselves, because we need to not chatuda prevent is getting to the point of beating someone, right? And we want to be able to educate someone who can be on a level like mine where I can use my brain and say, no, but kune munhu asipo mudhara asipo and asingafunge twice before they actually do anything. And we need to have certain structures to help those kind of people because they're going through a lot. That's why we had to talk about mental health in men, because men go through a lot, especially in Zim. Us talking about it now, there was never a platform that we could actually talk about this kind of things, right? Because men, we are always bottling up a lot of things. And that's why by bottling up a lot of things, we burst out by using violence most of the times against each other as men and against women. And the third thing I'm going to talk about is you're going to grow up beating up your child. Your child is going to grow up knowing if someone has to be treated right, anofana kurowa. And mwana wako iye ndiye achakura achirova vanhu, and mwana wako achirova futi mukadzi wake. So that, yes, achakudhaya futi iwewe samdhara futi.
Exactly.
So we just,
if I can pick up from there, Kudzi, on that point, that I'll from my personal experiences, being the son of an authoritarian father, right? See, my father was a very strict man, but he was also very, very loving, right? In the sense that kurovaga vairova, but there's a difference between disciplining a child and beating a child. Those are two different things. That's beating a child. But if you're disciplining your child and you're saying, no, look, what are the apa ne apa ne apa? See, that is now discipline. You know the reason why you're being beaten. So you can associate, let's say, waba, une 12 years old waba. Right. You'll associate kuroa nekuita say nekuba. Do you get what I'm saying? Instead of you are there wangoroa, you don't know why, you now just associate violence with anything. You can attach it to any action, Yes. So I think it comes down to that. We shouldn't just beat our children because they grow up in an environment where they just think violence is the answer for anything and it will solve. Because in pandagaro and do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when anyway.
Kune vanhu vari immune kuro. Uzati pane vanhu vekuti even tiri kuchikoro, remember Grace kuti tiri paline rekurohwa, pane munhu aitozvivolunteer kuti let me just get it over and done with. Ajaira, bro. Like they're used to it. But I understand your vibe, and I don't want to deter you from what you're saying. I want to come back to it and say, yeah, saka kune kudisciplina mwana nekuita sei vanhu kutaura violence against your own children. Kune violence yekuti mwana angokumbira ice cream. Mbama!
Kumbira ice cream panapa.
Mbama! Mwana hanzwisisa kuti kune mabondi noti. Mwana hanzwisisa kuti kune zvikuitika politically kana kuti chia. Asitomboziva kuti kune COVID. Right now pane nguva yeCovid, vana vakawanda vari kurohwa, vana vakawanda vari kukura on that whole misery, and right now because of social distancing they couldn't actually see their friends. So imagine staying in that toxic vibe with mai vari kurohwa, iwewe mwana wakurohwa futi, guys.
Yeah, that's my one.
I mean that's a very tricky situation now because the whole fact that everybody is locked up right now. I mean, of course, I feel like the cases probably have increased, and obviously they have not been as reported as they should normally. But overall, when you look at it from the perspective, I still strongly feel like victims of gender-based violence have not actually been protected properly. It may come down to many things that caused them to be in that situation. Toxic relationships, relationship because type of vibe, you know what I mean? Type of vibe, So there's so many reasons that would attribute why people still also maintain these toxic relationships and everything like that. But also, I still feel that it is not right whatsoever. Like I'm not down for it. Like I feel like I could try to help these victims. Like if you see your friend, I mean, you know your friends, for example, but you could if you see me one show, stress, you can tell when I'm stressed. Which means that even for your friends who are married, you can see when there's stress. Reach out to your friend, go have a beer with them, ask them, look, you don't
what's going on? Yeah.
You know, reach out to your mate, support each other, be a support pillar to your friend. Because after time, but are you okay? Is support enough? Maybe he will open up, maybe he won't. But the fact he will know that at least there's somebody who is actually supporting them, who says it's all right to speak. That's what I think is something we can do to help each other, to help our friends, our family members, even not just friends, to actually grow and help to eradicate this whole gender-based violence thing.
Yeah, and I think that's something we need to normalize. I agree with you completely, Chris. We need to normalize that because we tend to make it seem like it's not manly for you to do things like that or to talk about your issues. I think we need to normalize, first of all, normalize talking about our issues, but secondly, normalizing the practice of asking our brothers what's going on, asking our uncles, are you okay? So that they can see that it is possible for you to share your problems as well. So both sides, asking for help and checking up on our people, so that if you can then put them in check, it won't be something coming out from the blue.
Yeah.
Then before we close, I want to ask you a question, because it's something that I grew up knowing.
Yeah.
True.
Ukaona munhu pane chidopa kwamukadzi nemurume achirwa unoita sei? And vari kurwa maybe dziri kuma2 am, mukadzi anga akarara, saka mukadzi haana kupfeka at this point, and ari kurwa nemurume wake, murume wayo akadhakwa, iwe uri pane chido, unoita sei?
That's a tricky one. I mean, personally, I would say I would call the cops, but then they'll be too late maybe. But just trying to cause like an intervention, not an intervention per se, but interference. But then I definitely wouldn't say leave it like that. Like you have to get involved. I think you have to get involved.
So let's also look out for our neighbors, because a lot of people are not able to speak out, and there are people that are being beaten up and they can't speak out. So I know the cops thing is different from to fonera one yashushiga Zimbabwe to fonera mpurisa wati anondani munhu wachakurwa and mushedze auye pano aiwa officer ari kurwa right now.
All right, we out tore. You know,
ladies and gentlemen, I think it's done for this week. Guys, these topics are deep. It's very hard to close this topic just on one go, man.
Like,
no, we definitely need to come back and talk about this on a deeper level.
So on a deeper level with someone that has experience in AIDS.
A professional?
Maybe not even a professional, but like just someone. We need to have a different perspective that's just not ours on this one, because it's unfortunately it's brothers with voices. Like the three of us will have our perspective on things, but there's a whole nother angle that I think we really need to tap into. So we definitely have to go back on this one.
I think I think it would be so nice also to get the recommendations from the viewers to tell us what exactly do you want us to touch on in terms of this particular topic, and say, you know, what do you want to hear? Do you want more recommendations of places to speak out? What do you want to hear? Put it in the comment section, and we definitely will act on that as well.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We have much respect for you, and you know what? We are nothing without you guys, because we are voicing these concerns. So your input is also very valuable. And before I close, Chris, Batsi, do your thing, Ninpangu ndapedza isangototaurisa but nhasi tapedza kana episode disina nye ongoloji, but anyway next episode, guys, ongolojment.
Cheers, guys.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for spending your time with us today. We really appreciate it. We still want your feedback. Put your comment below, inbox us, and hey guys, Tatenda. Please continue to like our page on Facebook, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and also follow us on Instagram. See you guys next week. Same time, same place. Dino and you, Mike.